And now that you're finished the program, mate, how long would it actually take you to analyze an asset? Like, so for example, if you pull up a chart, how long does it take you to decide between buy or sell?
Probably sub 3 minutes now.
And what about before starting with MMT?
Oh, it would have taken me days, to be honest.
Scale of 1 to 10, how hard were the strategies and concepts to learn for yourself, mate?
For me personally, probably I'd say a three. Yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Like, like my wife's seen some of the videos she, uh, and she understands it all now as well.
If you did have one bit of advice for the people sitting on the fence, maybe they're hesitant, maybe they're worried, who knows, but what would you say to them?
I am a big person on education and investing in education because I do for the nature of my job. Investing in your education now is a small price to pay for time and financial freedom.
Because this is the thing we can hand down, right? It's like once you
Yeah,
have that knowledge up here, well, then we
yeah,
pass it on to the next generation. Like my kids never have to work again if they don't want to. Well, I shouldn't say again because they're only two; they never have work. But
yeah,
my kids never have to work if they don't want to.
yeah.
And that just knowing that is just an amazing feeling to be able to provide that for the family. So I'm glad that you can now also do the same. All right, Nick, introduce yourself, who you are, what your profession is, and why you chose MMT.
So my name's Nick. I'm from the Illawarra. I'm a like I say, mining electrician. Um, the reason I chose MMT specifically, I was just like on Instagram, and your profile came up, and I've seen heaps of other people. Like it's kind of like flooded. But then from the first conversation we had, I think I was quite short and like straight to the point. And then we had a great conversation. It was a couple of minutes, and then I think on the spot I was just like, yeah, because you didn't seem like you're full of shit, to be honest. So, and based on that, I was just like, yeah, this is probably someone I want to get involved with.
Is the course as simple as everyone says it is?
Yeah, so yeah, it is
Or
actually.
are you all paid
Like,
actors? Tell
no,
everyone.
yeah, yeah, like all the other reviews and like these chats you've had with other people, um, when they say like, it's a 2 or 3 out of 10, like it is really easy to digest, which is and it's short, like it's not like an hour video. It's like
Hmm.
10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
What was the sort of, the biggest aha moment that took your results from random to reliable?
One was sticking to the rules, and two, at the start I was kind of like seeing the market move, and I'd be like, I'd have to like, oh, I think I need to get in now, and then I was always getting like stopped out. But when I slowed down, looked at what it like, took my education into it, really started looking at the confluences, and then stacking up all the probabilities, and then comfortably being like, all right, no, that's not a good time to get in. Yes, now is a good time to get in. And then I got in. Then I went from, then my success rate started to increase and started to get better.
And someone that's come from watching YouTube, like, how do you compare YouTube to MMT?
Oh, it's just like me and my wife talk about this all the time. Like no one wants to give away, like YouTube's full of a lot of very vague stuff that's hard to stitch together.
Yeah.
And the MMT training stuff is very like it's does really comfortably slowly build,
Hmm.
and you don't realize that like once you go from 1 to 6, by the end of it, there's all this stuff that you didn't know like a couple of weeks ago that you know now.
Love it, mate. And when you needed help during the program, what would you rate the response time or the effectiveness of that support? Because we do offer a one-on-one coaching service, unlike many others. We don't
Hmm.
just put 500 people on a webinar and tell them good luck. So tell everyone a little bit more about the one-on-one support that you had throughout the program and how that helped you go from where you are or where you were at the start to where you are now in the shortest period of time.
Yeah, like the being like asking questions and getting feedback is like really really quick. It's been really really helpful because there were sometimes you'll just like focus on something, and then you'll just be like, oh, I'm not understanding this, and it could be like a couple of lines from you, or just like go to a higher time frame. I think your most common phrase you used to me was like, go to a higher time frame, get rid of the noise, and
So
then when you do that, you're just like, oh, now I'm seeing what I need to see.
yeah. With us is that his lovely wife has joined his trading journey. So Nick, tell us about that, what that looks like and from the start to the end. Wasn't
Yeah,
always
so
positive, was it?
no. At the start, she wasn't on board at all. And I had to. She was quite negative about it, and I had to kind of like do it in my spare time, go to work early, hit the charts and that kind of stuff. And then we were having a conversation, and she was just like, "Oh, I might have to get another job." Because my wife works from home. And she was like, "Oh, I might get another job where I can earn like $400 a week." And I was like, "Well, I did a swing last night and I made like $600. So like, maybe this is something." And then that was the start. And then I was like, "All right, there's this course I did. His name's Mitch. Um, here's the website. Here's all these course material." And she ripped through the course in like 2 weeks. And then now we trade together.
Awesome.
So
Thank you for
she got
that.
through it. She watches the lives. We talk about it. And then, like she sent me today, she's like, "Oh, I'm up 450 for the day."
Let's go. Let's go. How good's that? And all she had to
Yeah.
do was click a button, right? Obviously get
Yeah.
educated, but then click
Yeah.
a button. She's not having to work another job, be away from the family, and drive to and from places. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
it's all about. So, having gone through that now, would you feel you're actually a lot closer to your wife after that experience?
Yeah, it's another thing. Like we're best friends anyway, but it's
Of
another
course, yeah.
thing. Yeah, but it's another thing where we'll like when my daughter goes to bed, we'll sit there on our little laptops together and like hit the
Make money.
charts, and she'll be looking at like I'll be on the NASDAQ and she'll be looking at gold and she'll like, "Oh, look, gold's making a move, jump on," and then or vice versa.
Yeah,
So it's really good having someone who's supportive in my house
absolutely.
as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, we get it because most of our wives, the stigma is most people are gambling, and that's because they are. They don't know what they're doing and they're not
Yeah.
educated. But it's understandable that the wife's not always going to be on board. If you can get her on board, you get her into the program, you can show her what we do, it's
Yeah.
hard to deny. And now she's hooked.
Oh yeah, she loves it. She's probably more into it than I am.
How good's that?
Yeah, it's really good. And she loves it. She like loves hitting the charts, and and it's going to change both our lives and my daughter's. So it's going to change our whole family's
Absolutely.
life.
That's it. Pretty simple, guys. So I think we'll wrap it up there, Nick. It's been a great chat, and I think we'll check in maybe in 6 or 12 months from now, and let everyone know how you are going, what your journey does look like, and we can give them that feedback loop in the future.
Awesome.